Warning: this episode contains footage of two monkeys with non-fatal injuries. Viewer discretion is advised. On the 28th of July, just about 4 months ago, an injured yearling named Smitty came to my attention. Smitty is Spunky's son, born in 2023. And by the look of it, and the way the injured left foot was twisted and left dangling in an unnatural position, Smitty had suffered a complete fracture just above his left foot. The injury didn't look natural, and was most certainly the work of an illegal trap set up in the forest by some wild boar poachers. But macaques are very hardy and resilient. Smitty just kept soldier on. It would have been better for him if the trap had taken his whole foot. Like what had happened to Stumpy back in 2013, almost 13 years ago. It took Stumpy several months to heal, but his life was almost back to normal at once. The last time I saw him, it was almost 3 years ago in 2021. Whether his left foot would auto-amputate depended very much on how compromised the vascular supply was. And unfortunate for Smitty, it looked very much intact and was pumping blood all right. And I didn't bump into him until just over a month later in September. This time the foot was more swollen, and it looked inflamed too from some underlying soft tissue infection. But he still got on with his life more or less normal. And he seemed to have got used to hopping around. The next time I bumped into him was almost 2 weeks later in September, when I was looking for our gang's secret hideout in autumn time. His foot seemed less swollen and he seemed to be well too. Life seemed otherwise normal to him. And the next time I bumped into him was another 3 weeks later in October. His left foot seemed to have swollen again. And I have to say it was unlikely to auto-amputate itself if it hadn't done so already. Smitty clearly could not weight bear on it, so his injured left foot was more like an inconvenient dead weight to him. And worse still, it was getting soft tissue infection every now and again. I wish I could just grab him there and then and send him off to a vet. But it just couldn't be done. Smitty is a wild monkey and lives in a troop of over 100 members strong. Even though my zoom lens gave out the impression I could get near to him, the closest I could was no less than 6 feet away. And the moment I make any sudden movement, Smitty would just scurry away, and if I keep on doing so, I risk getting mauled down by an entire troop. And if you think rescuing a wild monkey is easy, you have watched too many staged rescues by a bogus VO-run NGO in the Angkor Wat area. In early March this year, Monkeys Inc. notified me of a yearling belonging to car park troop had its arms and tail tied up tightly by some sickos. Some sick person somehow managed to lure the yearling and tied both of his arms off with nylon ties. Over the following days, Monkeys Inc. with a few helpers, me included on one occasion, tried to rescue this poor creature, but without much success. On one occasion, Monkeys Inc. just couldn't get near to it as it was too scared of humans. And on 2 other occasions, the poor creature just couldn't be found. They don't lie around, they are on the move all the time. Whether one can bump into a particular monkey is a chance event. And it was for exactly the same reason that the rescue team sent out by the Society Against Cruelty to Animals failed to rescue this poor creature. By the time they arrived, the poor creature just couldn't be found. And these busy guys don't have a whole day to spend waiting for an animal to appear. But miracle did happen. Yup, those feeders did manage to save the yearling and cut those strangulating nylon ties. But I doubt we could pull something off like this on Smitty, as he is just as agile as one without an injured leg. And put him through so much trauma for an amputation would probably be of no benefit to him. He is still thriving without intervention as we speak. The best course is to let nature take its course. I bumped into him just less than 2 weeks ago. And the footage speaks volume about how resilient these distant cousins of ours are. And it looked like the fracture was stabilizing by itself. He may end up with a useless, fixed left foot. All of this is happening while he remains with his family and in his familiar environment.